Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. And Calix, we're going to go straight to you. You've exercised a lot of patience. So talk to me about the ideology of the Labour Party and then contrast that perhaps with your perceived ideology of the United Workers' Party.
Right, thanks very much, Annika, and again, good day to the other panelists and listeners. I think the Labour Party generally considers itself a centre-left party and a social democratic party. And as one may or may not know, the Labour Party was in fact the first party to be established in St Lucia, and it came out of the Labour movement of the 1930s. Prior to that, really there were no unions or anything of the sort in the Caribbean, and so you had some very difficult conditions in terms of workers' rights, which were almost very non-existent in terms of pay, in terms of hourly leave, in terms of different aspects of which we enjoy today. And so there was in fact this thing called the Moyne Commission under the British territories, colonies in the West Indies at the time. And then there were a lot of other writings from individuals like Sir Arthur Lewis at that time writing about labour in the West Indies. And out of that, the general time in terms of the agricultural workers in particular and their rights, was born the St Lucia Labour Party, and of course there were sister parties all throughout the region. And what you then saw during that time was a great emphasis in terms of labour rights, essentially. So a lot of things were done in terms of ensuring that there was legislation put in place from the 1950s onwards, and an emphasis on even things like education, even at that early time. For instance, the first school outside of secondary school, that is outside of the St Mary's College and your St Joseph's Convent, was built down in Beaufort under the George Charles administration sometime around 1960. And so then that whole process again of things like dealing with the whole issue of banana industry at that time, which is a very topical issue and important. But coming back to the current period, of course, the Labour Party still seems to differentiate itself, I would say, quite a bit in terms of social areas, in terms of healthcare, in terms of education. I was a little bit surprised at some of the comments made by Mr. Ellis about teaching someone how to fish, because when you look at it, it was the party again that came to power in 1997. We've had a situation when there were not enough places for a student to actually go on to secondary school. So then there was this whole issue of building 10 schools in 9 years, 10 secondary schools in 9 years, which ensured that we actually were able to move into a universal secondary education situation, achievement, I should say. And other active acts like the National Skills Development Center, in terms of other training opportunities. A lot of those things happened under the St Lucia Labour Party. But that is not to say that, well, of course, in terms of even starting the new national hospital, the new medical hospital, the senior citizens home down in Beaufort, there is generally a much stronger emphasis on social programs under a Labour Party government. And that is deliberate because the Labour Party government places people first and ensures that people do have to have this basic, provision as a citizen of a country, that you in terms of education, in terms of healthcare, in terms of social care. But even beyond that, though, I think what has happened over the years is that the parties have had to a certain extent, have to coalesce in terms of issues of economics. Because the reality is, again, since Sir Arthur Lewis and his writings, that whole thing about FDI is always very important, because we have not been able to generate enough wealth within our country. We require FDI. So that has always been a very strong area, I think, where most parties find congruence in terms of bringing in money from the outside in terms of investment.
And it's so good that you bring that up, Calix. I just want to make sure that we have a general consensus around the table that the political situation as it currently exists is we have parties kind of all occupying the same space in the center. So we have the Labour Party, which has a slightly more social focus. You could see it in their social programs, etc. I believe that we have a United Workers' Party with a slightly more laissez-faire approach, if I'm not mistaken.
You want to use the word laissez-faire?
What's that?
You want to use the word laissez-faire?
Is that an incorrect?
Maybe a little more conservative.
When I say laissez-faire, meaning that the Labour Party seems to be more concerned over making sure that there's a strong social component, making sure that the welfare state, is as strong as our economic situation can bear. Whereas the UWP, expressed by Prime Minister Alan Shastney, has actually set forth a policy whereby they would be scaling back on the social programs, which is why I call it more laissez-faire in terms of let the market.
No, laissez-faire might be a little tough word. I think maybe a change.
All right, a change, but letting more of a market approach take place.
That's right.
Yeah,
okay.
and then, but what I'm trying to get at is the parties that exist, our political spectrum is not as wide as other countries may have. We don't have any people on the far right. We don't have any people on the far left. All of our parties are kind of occupying the same centrist space with some leftist flavor and some conservative flavor, correct?
Yeah,
So,
again, coming back to something that Mr. Ellis said.
I don't know
He gave the impression,
right now.
no, but he gave the impression as if the Labour Party is some sort of communist party, so therefore we support Cuba.
Did I use communist?
No, but this is the impression that you gave.
No, because
I just wanted to point out that we started relations, foreign relations with Cuba and Venezuela at independence in 1979. And I assume that was under the United Workers' Party government. So the belief that, in fact, both parties do not have support diplomatic relations between these two countries is a little misleading. And it's a little unfair to these countries too, because and again, in terms of the CARICOM's position on Cuba, it has always been very clear that we have supported Cuba.
So we
And we benefited, and we have benefited quite greatly, whether you like it or not, from Cuba.
well, I did indicate. I didn't say that's not enough.
It was a bit misleading.
But
You
the
know,
point
at that
is
point.
taken that the country has maintained diplomatic relations
And I did
with
indicate
both
that
countries,
in-
throughout administrations, right? What I wanted to get to is having established that we are occupying the same political spectrum, so to speak, what do we make of the tendency for politicians to party hop, if we can say? We have a long list of people, starting with, the father of our nation, Sir John Compton, who started off in the Labour Party. He moved via the NLM, as Peter, you indicated, through to the United Workers' Party. We've had George Odlum from the SLP to the PLP to Alliance. We've had Neville Snack, I think one of our more famous floor crossers, and that his action, his move was the topic of a lot of national discourse at the time. I remember it, even though I think I was in secondary school at the time. There was articles, reams and column images of newspaper articles written about his decision. We've had Peter Josie, as you mentioned, from SLP to one to UWP, Vaughan Lewis. The list goes on. We've had Keith Mondesi, we've had Sarah Flood Bobran, Mikey Pilgrim, and we now have, rumors, circulating that maybe Richard Frederick is going to officially join the Labour Party and his transition to Timothy Manga.
And Eubolus Raymond.
Eubolus Raymond. So I mean, we are not wanting, for examples of people, crossing the floor and hopping from party to party. Are there any positive, or what are the positive effects of such a thing happening? What are the negative effects of such a thing happening? And why does it happen, given that, both of our parties are ideologically occupying, a similar space? Why
Yeah, because there's a lot of, what it does cause is a lot of distrust of politicians.
What it does cause, yes, but why is it happening in the first place?
Well, as I said, in my opening statement, I said that a large percentage of these people are moving for their own personal aggrandizement, right? They're not necessarily interested in any ideology. They're interested in themselves. And if you look at the history of a number of them, okay, ask them, what they believe in, and that's what a lot of our media don't do. We don't really put these people in one situation. Ask them, what do you believe? What is your ideology? Where do you see, yourself in the country, and in terms of where you want the country to go? They don't really have any, right? And I know a lot of them sit down and form, or have, each time you hear there's a new leader in the party, you always hear that somebody's coming up with some new, looking at the energy of the party, looking at his focus and so on. And that is just more cosmetic, right? And if you look at almost everybody who has left one of the major parties and have gone to the other, the reasons are not very good. They're not very valid reasons. They always it's always something, to do with the leadership. They don't like a particular leader or the way the leader has treated them, and they just move. So that's to show they have no grounding in any ideology per se. Because if they do, for example, in Barbados, I have a friend in Kiwanis too, and he got dismissed by, I think, the Prime Minister at the time, it was Tom Adams, and he stayed as a backbencher. He stayed, and then I think when Tom Adams died, he was, given back his portfolio because he believed in the Labour. Was it the Labour Party, Democratic Labour? I can't remember which one, but he stayed there, and he, bid his time because he believed in what the party stood for. But you now take all those persons that you call out there and ask them, what is their ideology? What do they believe in? And I will almost guarantee you that you'll hear them stammering. They can't really answer you, or they're going to beat around the bush. They can't get an answer. All right?
Any other sides?
Well, let me say this. We have to really go back to the area where St Lucia has been one time French, one time English. We fight 7 times French, 7 times English. We go now to a situation where majority of the people used to speak Creole, patois as we used to call it, and then right now you hear people speak English and they stick in Creole, and they speak in Creole, they stick in English. St Lucia is a cultural country of a unique situation, new balance. People search for themselves and not necessarily for the country per se.
Mr. Ellis, sorry about that. I have to ask you to hold that thought because I'm getting a word that it is time for us to take a break. So as soon as we come back, we will hear more from Mr. Ellis. Stay right with us.